Dang. Call me so I can make it juicy for you.
Hello everybody, thank you for clicking on today's video. This is episode number 5 of our Unranked to Masters series. I figured we're going to dedicate a whole video to game number 1 of the AP playstyle. We played a game of AP Udyr, and unlike the damage, the lolWillie's tank playstyle that I'm sure a lot of people are used to whenever people max RW, this is maxing R and E second, and we're actually playing to carry. This game showcases the power of the build. It's a very, very fun game. You guys hopefully should learn a thing or two about how to hard carry some teammates. In particular, if you're wondering why we played Phoenix this game, number one, I wanted to show people what full damage looks like on Phoenix Udyr. The power of it, and obviously it's really, really good in a certain team comps. I tell people on stream, the biggest type of team comps that shut down Tiger Udyr or QMax Udyr are heavy crowd control team comps. Unfortunately, this meta seems to be full of those type of teams. They have a Nautilus, an Ornn, a Yone. All three of those champions can juggle me around like a pinata in the middle of a fight. And they also have a Shyvana who can, disrupt with her ult and stuff like that. A lot of burst damage. So I didn't want to play Tiger Udyr here. I thought, and my gut was really right, that playing Phoenix would be unstoppable. In addition, with our team, we've got so much AP on our team that if I just build an Abyssal Mask, it'll be incredibly high value. So that's another option I had. Of course, the only 2 tank items we're allowing on this climb, 2 Masters, is Abyssal Mask and Deadman's. The point of this game is not to flex how good I am. It's supposed to be educational and show you guys how to carry. So we're going for a cheeky little early invade. I tend to prefer to just go for safe starts. But since we've got a Blitzcrank, why not? We'll have some fun here. Looks like Blitzcrank goes for the pull. I'm a big fan, by the way, of starting Awaken R level 1. Don't be afraid to use it. I had to make a tough decision at 1 minute and 11 seconds. If I go back to base, I would have been back to base at 1 minute and 19 seconds. It takes you, give or take, 20 seconds to get here. I would have been here at right around 129 or so. So it would have been a long time. Anywhere between 129 and 135 before I would have started my Raptors. And I decided, you know what? Or 139 and 145. Sorry, my math is off there. I decided instead of going in and spending our first blood gold, let's just go back to base. And, or let's just do an on-time clear, and then we'll go eventually cash in. Runes, if you don't know, is we take Dark Harvest with this setup. So this is a Dark Harvest setup. Dark Harvest, cheap shot, eyeball collection with, what's it called? Ultimate Hunter. Last 2, the secondary runes, rather, you're going to take Celerity plus Gathering Storm, and then you're going to go double Adaptive Force. And then I'm actually taking Tenacity these days because I'm going Sorcerer Boots. I'm skipping Faded Ashes and Liandry's most of the time when I'm trying to carry. Reason being is Sorcerer Boots plus Stormsurge gives you 30 Magic Pen. If you don't know, your jungle camps have about 42 Magic Resist. 30 Magic Pen gives you a clean 26% damage buff to your jungle camps, which is really, really nice. So what I'm trying to say is when you build Magic Pen, you actually farm very, very quickly. It is comparable to building Faded Ashes and Liandry, just a different type of clear speed. Instead of a burn effect, you just have true damage to your jungle camps, which is nice. And then if you get Shadow Flame, you've got 45 magic damage, and you're literally doing true damage to your jungle camps, which is nice. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and keep clearing our jungle here. This is a standard Raptor start for AP Udyr. AP Udyr is a little different than Tiger Udyr, so instead of playing for an experimental exploit, playing for a 1-item spike to power farm into 2 items and start invading, you don't really invade on this playstyle. You're kind of just playing super safe. Once you get 2 items, your clear speed goes through the roof, similar to Tiger Udyr. But unlike Tiger Udyr, you're playing for crowd control or team fights and clustered skirmishes instead of playing for 1v1s, 2v2s, and tempo. You're playing instead to scale and look for a late game. By the way, my teammates blamed me this game. If you notice, I turn off my team chat as jungle. I don't think your teammates have much valuable things to say. We got blamed this game. I'll let the results of this game speak for themselves. And we'll see whether or not our teammates should have been blaming us at the end of the game. So here, one thing that I have, and I want to stress this out, if you ever have to make this decision of go for raptors or go for grubs and they both come up at the same time, do the enemy raptors first and then go for grubs, because that way if they get caught like this, they lose their raptors on the back end. Here we're just cycling. And then, of course, using the lightning Q. The first back on this build, by the way, is Sorcerer Boots plus Dark Seal. You'll see this trend whenever I play AP on this Unranked Masters or whenever I do full damage Udyr. You always start with Boots and Dark Seal. You're not doing Faded Ashes. Once again, Magic Pen applies to your jungle camp, so instead of getting a Faded Ashes burn, you get Magic Pen, which helps you farm just a little bit. Here, the Fizz goes for that. That sucks that Fizz dies there. Super close. I could have flashed on him to try and get a flash R-proc with Dark Harvest, but frankly, I don't want to die under turret there. I'm going to hold my flash and save it for greener pastures. Shyvana's going for dragon. It is A-okay to give dragons if you need to. Frankly, we're going to go bot here, catch this wave, and then just go into a healthy full clear. I've got 600 gold in my jungle. We also caught close to 50 to 300 gold worth of minions that was crashing into the minion wave bot lane. So what I'm trying to say is I've got plenty of gold. Shyvana, yes, she gets a dragon, but look at the CS, guys. Just by farming, and you can do this too at your rank, whatever it may be. I'm 80 CS. I've got the most farm in this game. No one in the game even has 70 farm, and I'm already at 84 farm. Udyr can farm super quickly, and I don't even have Faded Ashes. I've got Sorcerer Boots, right? It's not like I haven't been ganking. I'm 2-0, right? So we're doing very well. We've even got Rift Grubs, so we're active on the map. Farm really is the backbone of Udyr, even AP Udyr, but especially AP Udyr farms faster than Tiger Udyr in the early stages of the game. So if you get a clean first 10 minutes, a deathless first 10 minutes, you're good to go. Here we just walk through lane. We flash Awaken R, and then, of course, get the nice double kill there. That is what I consider the power play here. We've got a Dark Seal. Dark Seal is incredible because it helps you snowball, and that, at this point, is what starts getting us rolling. What really made that look so fun there is we had cashed in our gold. We have Magic Pen plus Hextech Alternator plus Dark Harvest plus Aether Wisp plus Dark Seal that already had 2 stacks on it. So we had just a ton of value and a ton of damage. Here we end up going for all of first tower. This is a power grubs. We get first tower there. We're trying to leave, but unfortunately we get double teleported on. Ornn and the Yone teleport back here, gank us, and there's a Shyvana up here. So Avengers assemble, and we get shut down here. Here's the crazy part, though. Getting first tower and 5 turret plates was still worth a ton of gold. Obviously, dying on the back end there was not ideal. But we got our item spike. First item, I tend to go Stormsurge, even after the nerfs. I know this item gets nerfed in 14.20. We don't build it for the reasons it get nerfed. We build it for the movement speed and the flat Magic Pen, because at 30 Magic Pen, once again, you do 26% bonus damage to your jungle camps. It is very comparable to the clear speed of lolWillie's. Here, we've got jungle camps coming up, so I'm just going to keep farming. I see a fight happening bot side, so we're going to finish off the Raptors and then look to join the team mid. Here we've got Stormsurge. That kind of shows the power of Stormsurge. I want to, again, show you, instead of building lolWillie's, if you take Stormsurge with Magic Pen boots, you've got 30 flat Magic Pen, nice movement speed, and with Dark Harvest, you can get really nice burst damage. You never even have to auto-attack them, and you can see kind of the power there. Unfortunately, we would have lived here if Shyvana didn't have flash. We end up dying, but that's okay, because guess what? My Raptors are staggered right now. Dying here buys me enough time, of course, to get these Raptors respawn, and I can get my camps finally set up correctly. Dragon is coming up. Next item, my favorite item on this build, in case you guys are learning the playstyle, I highly encourage you to try Stormsurge into Zhonya's. It is an incredibly good playstyle. For Udyr, you become slippery. If you don't know what Stormsurge does, let me explain it in a nutshell. When you do 25% of a champion's max health with damage, in other words, if you use Awakening on Udyr, because your Awaken R and Awaken Q will almost always do that much damage, you will get a 25% movement speed buff for 2 seconds, and you place a Zillion Bomb on them. I call it a Zillion Bomb, but it's called Squall. It's the passive effect. If they die, so the Zillion Bomb gets placed on them and you get 25% movement speed. If they don't die before 2 seconds, the bomb will explode and it'll do an extra, I don't know, anywhere from 150 to 200 bonus damage. If you kill them before that 2 seconds goes off, you get 30 extra gold, so it helps generate you gold. The reason we built it on Udyr is 2 reasons. The movement speed, well, really 3, and if we're being honest. But number 1 is the movement speed. It's an incredible movement speed item. You know, we just want the 25 movement speed proc, and it also has 4% movement speed on it. Secondly, we want the flat magic pin. That's not getting changed either next patch, which is really, really good. And number 3, it generates gold, and it's super cheap. It's only 2,900 gold. Liandry's is 3,000 gold. Not only do you farm faster than Liandry's and, let's say, armor boots, because you're clearing faster than a Liandry setup with 30 magic pin, but you also, of course, generate gold, which is why it's so well. And this is why I wanted to take more time on this game, because I want to explain the play style and explain why it works so well and kind of the item spikes you're looking for and how to play with the item. Here we see Ornn. I was looking to kill him there, but he backs off at a pretty smart time. So we go crash the wave, and then before going for Rift Herald or anything like that, we're actually finishing off our top quadrant. We're going to go Gromp, Wolves, then Blue. Once again, always do your other 2 camps first before your buff, so that way you extend the duration of the buff. With the enemy ADC dead, we decide to go here for a nice kill on Rift Herald. Rift Herald, keep this in mind, is worth 200 gold, and you can usually turn it into a tower for another 200 gold. So I view it as a 500 gold objective. If you can get it, it is very worth going for. It gives you 200 gold instantly once again, and then you know, you can turn it into more gold. Here, we're just playing on our back foot with AP Udyr. Even though we die, by the way, this was a mistake. On stream, if you watch this game on stream, my girlfriend just walked in, so I was talking to her and I died. I should have used Zhonya's here. But either way, I want this fight to show kind of showcase the power of Awaken R. If I had Zhonya'd this Ornn ult, imagine. But look how much damage this does. It's an amazing, amazing mid-game fight. I don't even have 2 items, right? I've just got an item and a component there. If I had used my Zhonya's, that would have been an even better fight. Here with our Raptors and our Krugs, we're probably just going to set up a full clear. Our Rift Herald is dead, so if my Gromp is respawning, I could full clear down. But either way, though, I'm right on time. We're going into Zhonya's second. Once again, Zhonya's is very forgiving, gives you a lot of armor, and it's very good against dive champions like Shyvana and Yone. So we're going Zhonya's second here. And I think you guys will see the power. At this point, you know, it's just like Tiger Udyr. Clear your jungle in a straight line. Get a bunch of clear speed. Get a bunch of tempo. I want you to notice we are 162 farm here. By the way, whenever you see the enemy target isolated, part of the fun of playing full AP Udyr with this build is if you go Magic Pin and drop a Lightning Q on an isolated target, I'll just let this speak for itself. Watch the Shyvana's health bar there, and then that's the Stormsurge and Dark Harvest, and then the Kai'Sa ult finishing it off there. Really, really nice. Now we're just crashing in, looking to take jungle camps. We're trying to find Yone here. There is the Zhonya's. We end up dying, but honestly, we get the Yone as well on the back end from the team standpoint. Our team ends up dying. This is no bueno, and they get 3rd dragon. So one thing I did not do well from a jungle standpoint against Shyvana, you really don't want to give Shyvana dragons because her passive gives her bonus damage, so she clears them really quick. So it's a nice tempo thing for her, but she also gets bonus resistances, so you don't want to let Shyvana dragon stack. Here, we're just finishing off the full clear. I have no reason to use Rift Herald here. So, you know, when you're playing Awaken, when you're kind of at this 20-minute game state, you're gathering storm procs. You usually have 2 items, so you want to use your Awaken R to start poking them. It's pretty brain dead. I'm going to be honest, but I do want to take a minute and just talk about it, because this type of damage is really important. Yes, this looks really non-insignificant, but we just got rid of a Kaenic Rookern shield, and we have an Ornn at half health. Should our Awakening come back up, and he eats another one, he's going to be very close to dying. So here we see a Fizz ult. We are auto-attacking things to try and get our Awakening back up. We missed the Blitzcrank pull, and we've got downtime. Our camps are on cooldown, so we're just farming. I've got Zhonya's, so I can, at any point if get engaged on, I can just Zhonya's, and we'll be all right. If your Zonias and Flash are on cooldown, by the way, it is critical with this playstyle. If you don't have Zonias and you don't have Flash, it's like playing Fiddlesticks. You're extremely squishy. Do not get caught out of position because you will die. So this is one of my favorite things to do with Udyr here. If you see the enemy team clump, this choke point right here, there's a few choke points that you want to keep your eye on whenever you play Awaken R Udyr. This choke point is extremely devastating because your R will cover the entire choke point. Right here is really good. Right here in tri-bush fights is really good. Right here is really good. Same with this tunnel. Obviously, if you fight anybody in here, it works in the same way, but usually they can flash over walls and stuff. I love getting flash awaken R's into Zonias in Baron and Dragon Pits. So either way, though, we saw WilliefknP run out here, and we see them clumped. I have my eyes, and especially if you ever see them clumped in these tunnels, you should just have full radars going off as Udyr. We're trying to get them to run out of the tunnel there, and we just immediately back off. Part of the beauty of this playstyle is Awaken R is literally a team-wide zoning ability. So, like, if you're looking for a forgiving playstyle and you want to be able to 1v5 and you're kind of getting tired of the Tiger playstyle or the Qmax playstyle, try this playstyle. You know, it's really good into heavy CC team comps. Keep in mind, I've got Zonias. So, like, if I got flash hooked or ulted, I would have just Zonia'd, but I didn't even need to use it here. We're just going to sacrifice Blitzcrank. We need to wait. Be very patient with Udyr. I've got 10 seconds on my passive. I talk about this a lot in mid. My teammates don't seem to understand how Udyr works. I don't auto-attack supports and tanks for the sake of auto-attacking them and doing damage. It's to get my passive back up. So we're auto-attacking him here just to reduce the cooldown of the passive. Now we're 3 seconds on it, and we've got it back up. I still have Zonias, so I'm not afraid to use Zonias. We go ahead and chunk him super low. With Ornn being low and Shyvana being low, they can't do Baron now. And we're in a pretty good spot. I still have Flash, and I still have Zonias. Keep in mind, those are like, you know, your two pistols. You don't want to fire them unless you have to. You've got, you know, it's like Jack Sparrow on the island with the one bullet, the one silver bullet. Don't fire the silver bullet unless you need to, okay? You need to hold on to it. So we've got Zonias, we've got Flash. I'm having fun this game. I'm going to go ahead and showcase. Normally with Tiger Udyr, I usually say the game is over because with Tiger Udyr, it's a tempo play style. This is a game where, look at my laners, guys. We have a losing mid, a losing top, and a losing bot lane. I have 3 hard losing lanes. This is a great game to showcase. We lost the first 3 dragons. They have a heavy crowd control team comp that is great against my champion. This is a great game to showcase what happens past 20 minutes on full AP Udyr. So now we get a nice Zonias, and we're looking. We end up dying here, which sucks, but of course our teammates should hopefully turn this into a nice kill. We get a 400 gold, we get an assist. Our teammates are doing a great job following up on our deaths and turning some kills into more kills. And teammates are playing it pretty well here. We end up dying. We used Flash and Zonias, so now our pistols have been fired. We're kind of on cooldown for the next like 3 to 5 minutes. I don't want to take huge fights, so like I'm not looking to fight Baron if we can help it until at least Zonias is back up. So here I'm going to get greedy and just farm. We see that our Krugs are gone. We have to contest this next dragon with the first 3 dragons gone, so we're looking to do that. The build, by the way, after we went Zonias, we went Shadow Flame. You can go Death Cap, but since they have a dive comp, listen, just literally press Awaken R Zonias, and they will die because they're very squishy, and they're just going to jump on my feet and fall over to the damage. So here, once again, this is another one of these choke points we love fighting in. They decide to engage on a WilliefknP. As AP Udyr, you do not run up and stun them. Do not get in melee range. You kite it back. I'm going to rewind this because it is so important. If you walk into melee range of a Nautilus and a Shyvana, you die here. Do not do that. Let somebody else walk up. Let, in this case, the WilliefknP, let him eat the hook. Let him bring them into the choke point and immediately turn around. Even though they're clumped and I want to get the damage off, we cannot walk up here because, guys, I don't even have 2,000 health. You know what I mean? Do not walk up. You will get bursted. But you know what they cannot do? Stand in the middle of that. Let's pause here between the Fizz re-engaging and the Canic being burned, because both these guys have Canic, right? So, like, taking off all that damage is extremely good for our team. Now, we're just stunning the Yone. Our Awakening is on cooldown for 7 seconds. We're auto-attacking anything we can. Even the plants you can auto-attack to get your passive back up. And we are just stalling here. So now that our passive is back up, we're trying to drag them. I do not want to use my passive on the Ornn. How your passive works is, or how your Awaken R works, is it will target whoever auto attack last or whoever's closest to you. So if I use Awaken R, it will drag to the Ornn instead of these other 3, which is not what I want. The only way I can get the Ornn, my Awaken R, to go on these champions is if A, I auto attack them, or B, I get close to them. I get closer to them than I am the Ornn, and then I run back away. So you'll see how I play it here. I run through the Ornn, and then I drop Awaken R on the Nautilus. It looks like I was going for the what's his face, but running through the Ornn here was the difference between getting this kill and not getting this kill. Some Udyr players would have tried to walk up here and press Awaken R. You have to rock straight there. Here, we just use Zhonya's because, thankfully, once again, I hope it showcases the power of Zhonya's, and that shows the power of Magic Pen. That is why the Lightning or the Lucian falls over there, is because I've got, guess what, 45 Magic Pen. Magic Pen 15 there, 15 there, 15 there. Lucian, if we rewind this just to show the power of this build, where is the Lucian? At this point, our friend Mr. Lucian only has 67 magic resist, so he will take practically true damage from these Awaken Rs because he doesn't have enough magic resist, because 45 gets negated immediately. And that is the patience to wait for the Awakening, the decision to run through Ornn and kill the Yone, and then, of course, not deciding to be a monkey without not using the Zhonya's. Picking up the Zhonya's instead of a death cap was strategic this game, and that has paid dividends in terms of helping me carry. So at this point, we're moving over to Baron. We want to do Baron, but frankly, they have such a good engaged team comp that we're kind of taking it easy here. I do want to show these fights because the back end of the game, you have to carry with this build. This is nothing fancy. We're just dropping Awaken R on an Ornn and kiting back. We don't know where they are, so we're just kiting back and waiting. Once we get the vision down, then I'm comfortable walking up. Then you move to the Baron. Your Lightning Q, by the way, does a ton of damage to Baron if you go full AP, so don't be afraid to try and go for fast dragons. Let's pause this. Here are what we do. The Shyvana misses Smite. We just get a nice spite. We put the Awaken R on Shyvana just so that way she can't run away from us. She's also taking quite a bit of damage. We're peeling back with the team. That should be the game. I don't see how they out-carry that. Let's just make sure we win off this. We go for a full clear, and we're looking to shove in mid, playing with Blitzcrank and looking for pulls. I don't see anything fancy here. So don't be afraid, by the way, to build Void Staff. Void Staff is super good if they're stacking Magic Resist. It's better than Death Cap. So we skipped Death Cap this game. We just went straight flat Magic Pen, Zhonya's, and Void Staff because they've got Magic Resist, Magic Resist. Magic Resist, Hex Drinker, Magic Resist, Magic Resist. Too much Magic Resist. So don't be afraid to use your Awaken R to poke. See how much damage that does, and that shreds his Canic off. That is a lot of really, really good damage. Auto attack the minion waves to come back. At level 16 onwards, your Awakening is on a super low cooldown. So once again, Awakening's back up. Drop the Awaken R. Zhonya's, if they try and engage on you, flash to your teammate, and then you should be good to go. Zhonya's is really, really good on this playstyle. It's similar to Fiddlesticks. Right now, patience. 4 seconds. Do not walk in. Do not take damage. Just wait here. Just wait. Don't use the R until Ornn decides to walk up. That kills one, and that should hopefully keep the Nautilus out of the fight there, and then we can keep going. Do you see how easy this is, though? And here's the beauty of it. You've got Gathering Storm on this build, too, so we're not even at the 30-minute Gathering Storm spike, right? Like, we outscale everything on this build, so we're not afraid to take it to late game. So have fun with it. You know, keep pushing. Don't be afraid to drop Awaken Rs like this. You know, literally it takes the Lucian back to base. forces him back to base. We get the turret, and then that guy ends up dying again. You get giant Awakened W shields if you ever get low on health. And then you can also peel off literally an entire team with Awaken R. They cannot walk through that. And then there goes the Yone. We're coming back, it looks like. And it's kind of all she wrote. Very, very fun game. I think this build showcases, why certain games, truthfully, full AP Udyr is better than not. And I want to encourage you guys. There's not Liandry's tank is the predominant way that most people play R-Max Udyr. There's no Liandry's and no tank items on this build. This is a full damage build, which is why we're allowed to include this in the full damage to Master series. You can play Udyr a lot of different ways and have fun right now. Don't be afraid to do it. And this playstyle will not be nerfed the next patch. It's only going to be just as strong. So don't be afraid to, try some unorthodox ways to play the champ. One thing I do want to show you as well is what the damage charts looked like here. Keep in mind, we got flamed by our team. Our teammates were flaming me this game. This showcases why this build is so good. This was a 56,000 damage game. We also were an excellent frontline presence. We still soaked close to 30,000 damage, mitigated another 34,000, and did our job as a jungler, getting the objectives as well. So very, very fun game. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this content and you want to see more games like this, make sure to head over to my Twitch, twitch.tv/WilliefknP, and make sure to subscribe if you want to stay tuned on the Unranked to Master series like this. I'll make sure to get more games like this. We tend to batch 3 games into one video, but for the full AP playstyle, since this is the first game on the channel with the full AP, and this is a more educational series, I wanted to dedicate a full game to a full video, and I hope you guys enjoyed and found it valuable. Thanks again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Dang! Call me so I can make it juicy for ya.